And welcome to live Spirit and Coffee. Got my coffee here. Mm-hmm. So yum. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we're waiting for the four agreements. And as you know, never take anything personal. Always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. And always do your best. Oh, wait. Be impeccable with your word. Let's see if I can remember them all. Always, no, not always do your best. Don't take anything personal. Um, let's see, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Oops. Never, don't make assumptions. That's right. Don't make assumptions and always do your best. Okay. Run, always do your best, which, I love this one because we're too hard on ourselves at times, and doing your best is always a good thing. So, regardless, and being okay with what your best looks like. Like yesterday, I stayed in all day. My best looked like doing laundry and staying in my pajamas all day. Felt fantastical. You could do that too. You should do that too for yourself. Always good. Okay. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more, no less than your best. If you try too hard to do more than your best, you will spend more energy than needed, and in the end, your best will not be enough. When you overdo, you deplete your body and you go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goal. But if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustration, self judgment, guilt, and regret. Just do your best, okay? So sometimes we overdo it. Good morning. I don't know who just got on here, but good morning to you. Good morning, PBG509B53BB84. Oof, that's a long one. So always doing your best and not overdoing it. When we overdo it, we tend to drain ourselves out. We tend to wear out our bodies, our mind, everything, and then we become exhausted, and then it takes us 20 times longer to get the task done. Doing your best is giving a little bit at a time, giving as much as you can at a particular time, not overdoing, not underdoing, but doing enough, okay? Just what you feel is enough. Okay, just do your best in any circumstances in your life. It doesn't matter if you're sick or tired. If you always do your best, there's no way you can judge yourself. And if you don't judge yourself, there is no way that you're ever going to suffer from guilt, blame, self-punishment. But always doing your best, you will break a big spell that you have been under. There was a man who wanted to transcend his suffering, so he went to the Buddhist temple to find a master to help him. He went to the master and asked, Master, if I meditate 4 hours a day, how long will it take for me to transcend? The master looked at him and said, If you meditate for 4 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man then said, Oh, Master, what if I meditate 8 hours a day? How long will it take me to transcend? The master looked at him and said, If you meditate 8 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 20 years. Well, why will it take me longer if I meditate more? The man asked. The master replied, You are not here to sacrifice your joy of your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you can live, love, and be happy. So live, love, and be happy. I love that. Good morning, Betsy. Good morning, Charlie. Live, love, and be happy. That is what we're here to do. Here's what happens. People get stuck in the clouds. They get stuck in the spiritual realm, not bringing themselves back down to the earth plane where we actually learn to grow and live. So overdoing it can actually set us back. It's called burnout too. Like think about a job or a task that you've done and then you just do, and all of a sudden you're burnt out and you never want to look at it again. But if you took it at a steady pace, right? It's almost like you're running a marathon. Not you're not sprinting. Life is like a marathon. It's a journey. It's baby steps. It doesn't have to be all at once. This is something I had to teach myself. Thank you, Betsy, for the love. Something I had to teach myself because I'm an overachiever. I want to get everything done right now. I think everything should be done in a second. It doesn't work that way. I've learned the hard way. Baby steps. It's okay. Everybody would say, slow down. Slow down, Alan. Slow down. Slow down. Good morning, Bestie. I see that you had a little fashion show that looked like fun. I want to go to that electric playhouse. Check out the electric playhouse. I'm going to go have fun in there. I'm going to take myself on a date over there. So always doing your best, right? But if we burn out and we don't take our life on as a marathon rather than a sprint, okay, then we end up setting ourselves back. Miss you too, bestie. Miss you bunches. Bunches or crunches. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Bunches or crunches. Um, and then it takes us longer and longer and longer to get to our goals. So why not just take it at a good, even, steady pace? I'm learning this with everything, even with Spirit and Coffee, like expansion of Spirit and Coffee, which I'm really excited about. Good morning, Dory. If you go, you'll know that the website is going to start is under construction. So I encourage you to go just to see. There's nothing up yet, but just to see that Spirit and Coffee will be up and running soon, which I'm excited about. Um, so always doing your best, little at a time. Now, here's an example, and I'll give you an example with Spirit and Coffee. Good morning, Rick. I purchased Spirit and Coffee URL probably 2-3 years ago. I purchased the URL before I even had a website. And then I came out with Spirit and Coffee, and now, right, I sat on it for a very long time. So people would end up, maybe trying to purchase the URL. I'd be like, ooh, this Spirit and Coffee, let's see that. And it went nowhere. It went nowhere because I had it and I wasn't doing anything with it. But I purchased the URL in foresight and seeing now baby steps to get that going. It's now almost 3 years later, and I'm barely building the website. So it takes time, is what I'm saying. It's not like this was built overnight. That's not how it works. Every other business that I was doing, I wanted it to happen overnight. It doesn't work that way. It's a slow, steady progression, and we're always doing our best to get there. And if we saw it as a marathon rather than a sprint, then we can set the foundations. Okay, good morning, FU. Someone has but is it, yeah, it's the FU word. That's their username. I won't say live, okay, because I have a Facebook Live. And the slow, steady progression is like a little at a time, setting the foundation, setting up the pillars. That way, when you're ready to truly launch, you have everything that you need in place. You have a strong, firm foundation so that you can maneuver and move forward. Sort of like an organic way of actually growing something that you're creating. I don't know what people are creating, so if you guys want to chime in, totally fine to tell me what you're up to, what you're creating. And looking at how do we build the foundations for a solid company or whatever it is you're up to. A solid relationship if you're trying to grow a relationship. Good morning, Jay Schlitz. 76. The firm foundation allows us to what? If we fall, we can come back to the foundation, to the base, and we can rebuild again. My life has already been rebuilt. You guys have seen it. So I want, if you guys went back, I mean, I went through sort of this crazy whirlwind of I don't know what happened. It was just crazy, right? But it was necessary for me to go through. I had to go through hell, right, to get to this side. This side is and what I mean this side is that I went through the shadow. Now, right, I'm coming into a space of harmony and peace and tranquility and allowing God's gifts to flow into my life. But before, did it feel like God's gifts? I was like, well, if this is a gift, it sure feels pretty hard to go through. But I know that if I go through it on the other end, will be the land of milk and honey, which is greater than what? Than what was being served on the other plane, right? Yeah, magazine. Exactly. Just like you're building the magazine little at a time, right? Little baby steps. And that's exactly right. Just a little bit at a time until we get to the goal, to the main goal. It's just a little bit at a time, not all at once. So I had to go through hell, just like you might have to go through the pure pits of hell to come to the other side. Now, what's on the other side are blessings. I've reestablished my life. It felt like hell for a little bit, but not long. Why? Because I set the foundation for myself. Okay. I'm able to stand in the midst of naysayers, of haters, of whatever goes on, right? Like, even brought to my attention, I speak to an old friend, told me, "Good morning, Nanny," that, oh, people were talking about you. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. We're not here to care what people think about us. We're not here to care what if people are talking about us. Those people, love them anyway. I love them anyway. It's okay. Hate me all you want to hate me. Talk about me all you want to talk about me. I'm going to love you anyway. And I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Why? Because I'm firm and grounded in who I am and what I am. And I know that I am love, and I know that you are love. That's it. If I can keep bringing myself back to that, then I'll understand. Now, we do have ego, and ego does step in, and the ego just says, well, do you want to talk about these people, right? That's usually what shows up, but that's your ego talking. But we're not ego, we are love. So coming back to love, even in the midst of people, naysayers, haters, whatever it is that's in your life, people who are trying to bring you down, people who don't believe in you, people who say you're this, you're that, you're this, you're this, but internally you know who you are. Internally you know you're love, compassionate, kind. And if that energy is spewing out and they don't see you for who you are, sometimes you got to walk away and say, yeah, you ain't my people. And that's okay. I don't, like I've said before, I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. That's not what this life's about. It's not about being everybody's cup of tea. It's about you figuring out who the heck you are so that you can live your life to your authentic truth, so that you could be authentically you, so that you can create who you are in this world, not to please others. We can't please everybody. We'll never please everybody, in fact, ever. You will never be enough for anybody or everybody. You have to learn to be enough for you. That's the trick. Be enough for yourself. And in the midst of those people saying whatever they said, well, a quote unquote friend said, I'm like, interesting that you were sitting in the same conversation with these people. Makes me wonder why you wouldn't stick up for me. Well, if you believed that I was that way, why are you my friend? Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So again, I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to support. I'm here to guide. I'm here to be a catalyst. I'm here to love. If people can't see that in me, then they don't know me. That's it. It's just period. They don't know me. They don't understand me then. And that's okay. I don't need them to. I just need them to know or not that I love them regardless. I'm going to love people regardless, even in their crazy. Forgive them for they know not what they do, and forgive me for I know not what I do at times, right? Same thing, same concept. Let he who live without sin cast the first stone. We all have shit. At the end of the day, what is your intention? Where is your heart? Always do your best. Set the foundation. And when you set your foundation firm enough, you're able to build your empire from a base. And it may get weathered and whatever, but it won't crumble. That's the difference. If we looked at these ancient monolithic sites, if we looked at all of the megalithic, monolithic, the pyramids, everything. Yeah, you have a wonderful day too, Rick. All of the wonderful, great, magnificent things that were built that are still here today, they're sturdy, they're firm, they're grounded. Why? Because the foundation was solid and strong. But they didn't do it overnight. They set the firm foundation and they built up, and it took some time, but they said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to build this and it's going to last. Now, the weather may come and it may chip away a little bit at a time, but it's not going to crumble in the face of a storm. That's the big kicker for you. That you don't crumble and that you don't wither away to ash in the face of a storm. And by a storm, I mean when shit hits the fan in your life, okay? When things go crazy in your life, when you're up in the whirlwind, when things are not going the way that you had hoped for them to go, when everything's up in chaos and flames and fire and you don't know what to do anymore, go back to your base. Good morning, Tim. Go back to the foundation that you set and allow yourself to remember that through that storm, because your foundation is so grounded that, yeah, the storm's coming, but maybe it just chipped away a little bit at you. Didn't crumble your whole world. That's doing your best. Your best is saying, I'm building the strong foundation. It's a journey, you guys. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So don't expect a shortcut to what people call enlightenment. Enlightenment doesn't just happen one time and that's it. And now you're enlightened. That's not how it works. You feel this divine spark of inspiration and then it goes away and then it comes back and then it goes away. And you're constantly trying to say, how do I stay in the state of bliss? Practice. It takes time. It takes doing your best. It takes a it's consistency. Constantly. Over and over and over. It's loving those who talk about you. It's loving those who, it can be exhausting at times. People who don't get you. It's saying, I'm not going to argue. It's walking away from those individuals who you just like, it's okay. You don't get me. It's okay. Maybe our communication's not working right now, and that's okay. Maybe we'll meet along the path again. If not, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to love you anyway, and I'm going to hope that you live your greatest dream. That's what that is who I am. That's what I hope for. I love when people are living their dreams. I love when people are doing what they want to do. And I see people excited about their life and what they're up to, right? Like Patrick, I don't know if my bestie's still on here. Like he's doing his magazine. That's his thing. That's what. Good morning, Eunice. It's good morning, Ellen. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Linux, Algora. Good morning. And I see these people, right? I watch people. I'm like the watcher on the wall. You know, I see Doreen. I see these people doing what they love. And I tell them, just go for it. And that makes me happy. Seeing them actually do that, it ignites something inside me. It's like, yes, go share your gifts with the world. Don't sit around talking about people. Like, yeah, we do. We'll get our steam off, but go do your thing. Go do your thing. People are gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. It's okay. It is okay. You don't need them to love you. Love yourself and love them. That's it. It's very simple. Let the haters hate all they want. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't need to be fixed. They don't need to like you. But that's the thing, is we want so badly for everybody to like us. Not everybody likes me. It's okay. They don't have to. But I love them and I pray for them and I hope that they're experiencing their greatest joy. And I hope that whatever is reflected in me that they don't like, that they recognize that that's either their judgment or they're seeing themselves in the mirror or there's some trauma there and that they heal those traumas. They heal those inner workings for themselves, that they are able to get over it because that's what I do. If something comes up for me where I'm feeling a certain way about a person, that's what I do. Am I judging them? Or is it a trauma that came up from when I was young? Why does this person trigger me? What is it? I get to the root of it, right? That's doing your best, is trying to figure it out. So doing your best is not just about the work and action that we put into place. It's the work that we do on ourselves. The internal, the recognition, the awareness of what's going on and working on it daily and doing your best to work on it. Doing your best to love those who may have harmed you, have been mean to you, have said foul things about you. So what? Who cares? Good morning, Jill. This is what I say, okay? And this is going to sound maybe a little harsh. You ain't feeding me and you ain't paying my bills. And if you ain't doing those things, it doesn't matter what you have to say about me. It doesn't, because at the end of the day, if I know who I am, now this is rooted in being self-aware too and knowing who you are. I know that if someone says I'm an asshole, okay, maybe I was an asshole for that second. Does that mean I'm like that forever? No. It just means maybe I was having a bad day, right? Maybe I was being a jerk that day. Good morning, Rebecca Fisher. Maybe that day I didn't feel good. Maybe I had cramps. I don't know. Maybe something happened and I was. And I'll own up to that and be like, yeah, I was a jerk. But am I always a jerk? No. I love people. At the end of the day, I know who I am and the everlasting, the eternal. When we say eternal, our soul is eternal. It doesn't die, right? Our soul is forever, but our soul is just love. I know that. I know who I am. I know that I'm loved. And so it's just the remembrance of you saying, I know I'm loved. Like, yeah, maybe I was a jerk that day. Sorry. I apologize. That was totally my ego. I'm self-aware. Wasn't me because I love you. I'm loved. Okay. I think this was sort of all over the place, but it doesn't matter. Always do your best. Always do your best to love yourself. Always do your best to love your neighbor. Always do your best to love your enemies, your haters. Love the dark spaces. Love the shadow side. Love the chaos. Love it all. But always do your best to love it, even if you can only give it an inkling of love when you're going through it. Just a tiny bit. And then it grows bigger and bigger, and you're able to love even when someone's yelling in your face. Because people are crazy sometimes. They'll be yelling in your face and everything, or saying foul things about you. And that's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Keep doing you. Keep working on your goals, okay? Over and over and over and over again. Just know who you are, know the drive, know what you're trying to create, and know that it comes from a space of your God self. Can't go wrong that way. You'll never go wrong that way because it's God in action, God in motion. Okay? Good. Awesome. So there you have it for Monday. We're almost through this book. And then I decided, like, what book am I going to read? And I thought I'd read Kundalini Rising. And then I read a chapter to my niece and she almost fell asleep. This is very dense, deep material. So maybe do something a little more lighthearted. She does have Tears to Triumph, I think, is a book she has that she said might be good. I'll kind of take a little look at the book, see if I like it. I know I said The Power of Now, but maybe we'll do Tears to Triumph. I'm not sure yet. Who knows? Things might shift and change. Also, website's going to be coming up very soon. I'm very excited about that to share with you some really awesome news about the team. So kind of expanding the team out a little bit, which is exciting. And just going along with everything. Rebranding will be coming out. Excited about that. You'll see the new logo pretty much the same, different colors, but a little different style. And you'll see the new logo. You're going to see the new branding. I'm really excited about that. Boss Graphics definitely helped me out, which is a good friend of mine, Raven. So, so if you're ever looking for somebody, that could be awesome. And then Scott is going to do the website. So excited about that. So I will share that information with you guys if you're ever interested in a design person or a web designer. There you go. Okay. So I love you guys, and I will be seeing you tomorrow. So have a magnetic, magnificent, marvelous Monday, and I will be seeing you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Okay. So I love you guys. Bye.